What happens when a religion born in the deserts of Arabia finds its way to the shores of Greece, a land steeped in ancient mythology and Orthodox Christianity? How does a faith, often seen as foreign, take root in a society with such deep historical and cultural traditions? This is the story of Islam in Greece, a tale of conquest, coexistence, and cultural exchange that spans centuries. It's a story of how Islam, carried by traders, warriors, and scholars, became a part of Greece's complex identity. So, let's dive into this fascinating journey, exploring how Islam arrived, survived, and continues to evolve in the heart of the Mediterranean. Picture this. The year is 1453. The Ottoman Empire, a rising power in the east, has just conquered Constantinople, the jewel of the Byzantine Empire. This monumental event marks the beginning of a new era, not just for the Ottomans but for the entire region. As the Ottomans expand their empire, they bring with them a new faith, Islam. Greece, with its strategic location and rich history, becomes a key part of this expansion. But this isn't just a story of conquest. It's a story of how Islam, through trade, cultural exchange, and coexistence, became woven into the fabric of Greek society. It's a story of how mosques rose alongside ancient temples, how Arabic calligraphy adorned Greek architecture, and how the call to prayer echoed through the same streets where once the gods of Olympus were worshipped. The story of Islam in Greece begins in the 14th century, as the Ottoman Empire begins its expansion into the Balkans. By the mid-15th century, much of Greece is under Ottoman control. But this isn't just a story of military conquest. The Ottomans brought with them a rich cultural and religious heritage that would leave a lasting impact on Greece. One of the first mosques built in Greece was the Fethiye Mosque in Athens, constructed in the 15th century on the ruins of an ancient Christian church. This mosque, with its elegant minaret and intricate calligraphy, stands as a symbol of the Ottoman presence in Greece. But it's more than just a building. It's a testament to the blending of cultures, the meeting of East and West. The Ottomans didn't just impose their religion, they integrated it into the existing society. Greek Christians were allowed to practice their faith, but many converted to Islam, either out of conviction or for social and economic advantages. Over time, a unique blend of Greek and Islamic culture emerged, particularly in cities like Thessaloniki and Ioannina, where mosques, madrasas, and bazaars became central to daily life. For nearly 400 years, Greece was part of the Ottoman Empire. During this time, Islam became deeply rooted in certain regions, particularly in northern Greece and the islands of the Aegean. Cities like Komotini and Xanthi became centers of Islamic culture, with thriving Muslim communities that preserved their faith and traditions. But this period wasn't without conflict. The relationship between the Greek Orthodox Church and the Ottoman authorities was often tense. While the Ottomans allowed religious freedom, they also imposed taxes and restrictions on non-Muslims. This led to periodic uprisings and rebellions, as Greeks sought to reclaim their independence. One of the most significant events during this period was the Greek War of Independence in the early 19th century. After years of struggle, Greece finally gained its independence in 1830, but the legacy of Ottoman rule remained. Many Muslims chose to stay in Greece, particularly in the north, where their communities continue to thrive to this day. In the 20th century, Greece underwent significant changes. The population exchanges between Greece and Turkey in the 1920s, following the Treaty of Lausanne, led to the departure of many Muslims from Greece. But the Muslim community in northern Greece, particularly in Thrace, remained. Today, this community, made up primarily of ethnic Turks, Pomaks, and Roma, is a living reminder of Greece's Ottoman past. But Islam in Greece isn't just a relic of history. In recent decades, a new wave of Muslims has arrived in Greece, this time as immigrants and refugees. From the 1990s onwards, Greece became a gateway for migrants from the Middle East, South Asia, and Africa. Many of these migrants are Muslims, and they have brought with them their faith, adding a new layer to Greece's religious landscape. Cities like Athens, once dominated by Orthodox Christianity, are now home to a growing Muslim population. In 2020, the first official mosque in Athens in nearly 200 years was opened, a symbol of the changing face of Greece. This mosque, funded by the Greek government, is a place of worship for the city's Muslim community, which includes immigrants, refugees, and Greek converts. The rise of Islam in modern Greece hasn't been without challenges, The country's deep Orthodox Christian roots mean that Islam is often seen as a foreign religion. This has led to tensions, particularly in the context of the refugee crisis, which saw over 1 million migrants pass through Greece between 2015 and 2016. Many Greeks view Islam with suspicion, associating it with terrorism and radicalization. This has made it difficult for Muslims to integrate into Greek society. Discrimination and prejudice are common, particularly for those who are visibly Muslim, such as women who wear the hijab, but there are also signs of hope. The younger generation of Greeks is more open to religious diversity, and there is a growing interest in Islam among Greeks themselves. Social media has played a key role in this, providing a platform for Muslims to share their faith, and for Greeks to learn about Islam in a way that was never possible before. Organizations like the Muslim Association of Greece are working to promote understanding and dialogue between Muslims and non-Muslims. They organize events, lectures, and interfaith discussions, aiming to break down stereotypes and build bridges between communities. The story of Islam in Greece is more than just a historical account. It's a reflection of the broader challenges and opportunities facing Europe in the 21st century. As Europe becomes increasingly diverse, questions of identity, integration, and religious freedom are more important than ever. How can a country like Greece, with its deep Orthodox Christian roots, embrace religious diversity? And what role can Islam play in shaping the future of Europe? Some might argue that the rise of Islam in Greece is a threat to the country's Christian identity, but this view overlooks the rich history of coexistence and cultural exchange that has defined Greece for centuries. The true challenge isn't Islam itself, but how Greece chooses to respond to it. Will it embrace diversity and build a more inclusive society, or will it retreat into fear and division? Understanding this historical context is crucial for understanding the presence of Islam in Greece today. The roots of many contemporary cultural and social practices can be traced back to this period of Ottoman rule. It is a presence deeply intertwined with the nation's past. The story of the Ottomans in Greece is not just a tale of conquest and rule, but also one of cultural exchange, adaptation, and enduring influence. The Ottomans brought their architectural style to Greece, leaving an indelible mark on the landscape. Their influence can be seen in the grand structures that still stand today, a testament to their architectural prowess and cultural impact. They built mosques, Islamic religious buildings, throughout the region, each one a symbol of their faith and a center for community life. These mosques were not just places of worship, but also hubs of social and cultural activity. These mosques often blended Byzantine and Ottoman elements, creating a unique architectural style that reflected the confluence of two great civilizations. The intricate designs and ornate decorations are a visual representation of this blend. A good example is the Fethia Mosque in Thessaloniki. This mosque stands as a historical monument, showcasing the architectural brilliance of the Ottomans. Its exterior and interior are adorned with beautiful motifs and calligraphy, making it a must-visit for history enthusiasts. It was originally a Byzantine church, later converted into a mosque. This conversion is a poignant reminder of the region's complex history and the layers of cultural and religious transformations it has undergone. The presence of mosques changed the urban landscape of Greek cities. These structures became focal points around which communities grew and thrived, influencing the layout and development of the cities. The call to prayer from the minarets became a familiar sound, echoing through the streets and marking the rhythm of daily life. This auditory presence was a constant reminder of the cultural and religious diversity that characterized the region. Bazaars and caravanserais, bustling centers of trade, emerged around these mosques. These marketplaces were vibrant hubs where people from different backgrounds came together to trade goods, share news, and interact socially. They added an exotic flavor to Greek cities, with their colorful stalls, diverse merchandise, and the lively atmosphere that permeated the air. The sights, sounds, and smells of these bazaars were a sensory feast for visitors and locals alike. Daily life reflected this cultural fusion. The streets were a mosaic of different cultures, with people from various backgrounds coexisting and contributing to the rich tapestry of urban life. Greeks and Turks lived side by side, their lives intertwined in many ways. They shared neighborhoods, worked together, and formed friendships, creating a unique social fabric. They interacted in the marketplaces and shared public spaces, engaging in commerce, conversation, and cultural exchange. These interactions fostered a sense of community and mutual respect. Although they maintained their distinct religious practices, their lives intertwined. This coexistence of different faiths and traditions enriched the cultural landscape and promoted a spirit of tolerance and understanding. This interaction led to a sharing of traditions, languages, and even culinary practices. The exchange of ideas and customs created a dynamic and evolving culture that was greater than the sum of its parts. The influence of Ottoman rule is still visible in modern Greece. The architectural styles, cultural practices, and even some aspects of daily life bear the imprint of this historical period. From the architecture of cities like Thessaloniki and Ioannina to the spices used in Greek cuisine, the Ottoman legacy endures. The buildings with their distinctive features and the flavors in the food are reminders of a shared history. It's a testament to the complex interplay of cultures that have shaped Greek identity. The blending of different influences has created a rich and diverse cultural heritage that continues to evolve and inspire. The relationship between the Ottoman rulers and the Greek Orthodox population was complex. It was a multifaceted dynamic that evolved over the centuries, marked by both harmony and discord. The Ottomans, who ruled over a vast and diverse empire, had to navigate the intricacies of governing a population with varied religious and cultural backgrounds. There were periods of peaceful coexistence. In many villages and towns, Greek Orthodox Christians and Muslims lived side by side, engaging in trade, sharing local customs, and participating in each other's festivals. These interactions fostered a sense of community and mutual respect. The Ottomans were generally tolerant of other religions. They implemented policies that allowed for religious diversity, which was a pragmatic approach to managing their empire. This tolerance was not just a matter of policy, but also a reflection of the empire's cosmopolitan nature. They allowed the Greek Orthodox Church to continue functioning. The Church played a crucial role in the daily lives of the Greek Orthodox population, providing spiritual guidance, education, and a sense of community. The Ottomans recognized the importance of the Church and often collaborated with its leaders to maintain order and stability. However, there were also periods of tension and conflict. These conflicts were often sparked by political, economic, and social factors. The Greek population, while enjoying certain freedoms, also faced restrictions and challenges that sometimes led to unrest. One source of tension was the jizya. This tax was imposed on non-Muslims as a form of protection money, which allowed them to practice their religion and be exempt from military service. It was a tax levied on non-Muslims. While it provided certain protections, it was also a financial burden that many found oppressive. The collection of the jizya was a constant reminder of their subordinate status within the empire. This tax led to resentment among some Greeks. The financial strain and the symbolic nature of the tax contributed to a sense of injustice and inequality, fueling discontent and resistance. Another source of conflict was the Millet system. This administrative framework allowed religious communities to govern themselves in matters of personal law, education, and religious practice. This system gave religious communities a degree of autonomy. It enabled them to maintain their traditions and manage their own affairs, which was a significant concession by the Ottoman authorities. However, it also created divisions within society. The Millet system reinforced religious and cultural boundaries, sometimes leading to isolation and a lack of integration between different communities. The Greek War of Independence in 1821 marked a turning point. This conflict was driven by a growing sense of national identity and a desire for self-determination among the Greek people. This uprising against Ottoman rule was fueled by a desire for independence and a resurgence of Greek national identity. The war was a culmination of years of simmering discontent and aspirations for freedom. The war led to the establishment of an independent Greek state in 1832. This was a monumental achievement for the Greek people, marking the end of centuries of Ottoman rule and the beginning of a new era. The centuries of Ottoman rule left a deep mark on Greece. The influence of the Ottomans can still be seen in various aspects of Greek culture, from architecture to cuisine. They shaped its culture, its architecture, and its identity. The blending of Greek and Ottoman elements created a unique cultural tapestry that continues to be a part of Greece's heritage. Understanding this complex history is essential for understanding the relationship between Greece and Islam today. The legacy of Ottoman rule is a testament to the enduring impact of historical interactions on contemporary societies. The 20th century brought significant changes to the religious landscape of Greece. The Treaty of Lausanne in 1923 led to a population exchange between Greece and Turkey. This exchange displaced millions of people from their homes. It also drastically reduced the Muslim population in Greece. However, recent decades have witnessed a new wave of Muslim immigration. People from countries like Albania, Pakistan, and Bangladesh have come to Greece. They come searching for better economic opportunities and a safe haven from conflict. This new wave of immigration has once again changed the religious makeup of Greece. The arrival of these new Muslim communities has presented both opportunities and challenges. The journey of Islam in Greece is a story of resilience, adaptation, and hope. It's a story of how a faith, born in a distant land, found a home in the heart of the Mediterranean. It's a story that reminds us of the power of faith to unite, inspire, and transform. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,